Welcome back to Me Personally Podcast. It's your host Emmanuel. I'm here
Your
with,
boy Jack, Johnny. What up, man?
and let's just get right into this. So let's go. We weren't here for a while, so let's just go over the NBA awards. So, like you guys know, of course, let's start off with the MVP. Excluding from the playoffs, Joel Embiid won MVP, which everybody knew was going to happen.
Yeah.
He was begging for it. He was asking for it. Not saying he doesn't deserve it, but it was a good. I wanted Joel to win from the start. But
Uh,
what do you think about this year's MVP besides the
uh,
playoffs?
I feel like it was well deserved. This season. I mean, I don't see why shouldn't get the MVP. I mean, like, what he averaged, 33 this year. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, averaged 33 this year. I mean, the playoffs maybe not so much MVP play, but I feel like this season he definitely deserved it. Regular season, that's all that matters. So.
All right. All right. That's what I agree too. Like, it is a regular season award. If it was a regular season and playoff award, a lot of other players would have MVP than, players,
Yeah.
But we go into Joel a little bit more when we talk about the second round exits and stuff. But next was Rookie of the Year. We all knew it was going to happen because, of course, a player who's the first pick overall, they're going to play him every single game, give him all the shots.
Yeah.
Of course, he's going to win Rookie of the Year over Jalen Williams, so Paolo Ventura won Rookie of the Year. So we all knew that was going to happen.
Uh, I mean, I don't dislike Paulo, but I'm a little bit biased here in OKC. Jalen
Yeah, of
Williams.
course. Yeah, of course.
So I mean,
I don't like Paolo. I wanted Paolo on the Thunder, but, we didn't get the first pick.
yeah,
We got the second pick, and now we're stuck with someone who can't play this year. So,
yeah,
uh, but it was rightfully so. This year's rookie class looking great already with J Dub and Walker Kessler that came out of nowhere from late first round too. So, and you got to think about that only came from the Timberwolves if they traded that pick. So the Jazz really got a rim protector in return from the Rudy Gobert trade plus pick. So they didn't really lose the trade at all. We can say now that the Timberwolves lost the Rudy Gobert trade, but we will go end more to
I say yeah for sure.
yeah. But we go into that more when we talk about the playoff X's about what's next for the Timberwolves. But then sixth man of the year was Malcolm Brogdon. I thought it was gonna be Emmanuel quickly. I'm a little biased because we're the same name, so
I mean, I feel like Michael Brogdon. He looking at the stats and looking at the play. He's been doing pretty good. I mean, especially on Prize Picks, he been coming through for some people. So
yeah.
with the
hmm
points, rebounds,
And
and assists.
and also, I feel like Malcolm Brogdon was like sixth man of the year most of the year. It just wasn't until like halfway through the season people started picking up on Mayo quickly more
Mm.
because Jalen Brunson wasn't playing some games, so he was getting some more minutes. So,
Well, Michael Brogdon was like around 15 a game with like
hmm
I think he had probably like, if I was looking right, I think it was about 5 rebounds and 4 assists somewhere around there. But
hmm
yeah, he had a pretty good season coming off the bench for the Celtics. So I mean, yeah,
yeah. Another one was Bobby Portis, but it was really a 2 man race for the 6 man of the year. Bobby Portis was a good 6 man, but it was really a 2 man race. Well, let's go to most improved player. Most improved player was Laurie Markkinen. We all knew it was Laurie Markkinen from the start of the
yeah.
year. I don't know why they added Shea here last year. I don't know how someone's most improved. They averaged 25 last year and averaged 30 this year. That's not really most improved. It's like the same way they did with Jaw last year. He came from
I
averaging
feel like Tay should have been
19.
in the MVP race, bro. But they're not gonna put him in
Yeah,
the MVP race just because of Oklahoma City's record. But
yeah. But he was fifth for MVP voting. So,
oh yeah, I mean,
hmm
yeah,
but it was really between Laurie Markkinen and Jalen Brunson. What Jalen Brunson had a good year, but we all knew Jalen Brunson was that guy when he was in Mavericks, especially when he came through the
mm,
playoffs. That's the reason why the Mavericks spent all that money on not Mavericks. Knicks spent all that money on Jalen Brunson with tampering and stuff. So it was really Lauri Markkanen at the time. Lauri Markkanen, when he first got to Chicago, when he got drafted to Chicago due to the Jimmy Butler trade, he came in as the people thought he was going to be the next Dirk, which his first year was good, and he kind of fell off, got traded to the Cavs, switched his position up to a small forward, which it was actually a good benefit. And then the Donovan Mitchell trade happened, and they're letting him do anything now. So, most improved player right now, serving for his country in Finland. So,
Yeah. Shout out to Lauri Markkanen, man. Big up.
shark out.
Big up.
Shout out to Lauri Markkanen. And then, Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson Jr. won it from Memphis. We all knew that, due with all the stat padding too, the Grizzlies stat manager, and the extra
rebounds a game is kind of a good stat.
It is good.
I'm not even.
Yeah, I like Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
He deserves it. He deserves it. So, yeah, but it was between Jaren Jackson Jr., Evan Mobley, and Brook Lopez. It was really between Brook Lopez and Jaren Jackson Jr. But I feel like Jaren Jackson Jr. was pretty much the favorite from the start. From the start of the year. So
yeah,
it's good to see someone else beside Rudy Gobert win Defensive Player of the Year. So
Rudy Gobert shouldn't have been winning it in the first place. I mean,
yeah. Well, what year? He won 1 year over Paul George, or was that Giannis who won Paul George?
I don't know, but I'm not a fan of Rudy Gobert.
I'm pretty sure most of the NBA wasn't a fan of Rudy Gobert.
I don't know. I just never liked Rudy Gobert. He's like one of the cringiest players in the league to me, bro. Ever since he did the little COVID thing, I've been done with, bro.
I never even liked him. Like I only liked the Jazz due to us losing the first round to the Jazz. The only person I liked was Donovan Mitchell. Because I remember I remember it was like during the draft, I was watching an article about Paul George and Chris Paul liking this one player from Louisville. I'm like, all right, I'm going to see who he is. It was turning out it was Donovan Mitchell, so I always liked Donovan Mitchell since then. But Rudy Gobert, I wasn't really a huge fan, especially Joe Ingles. I hate Joe Ingles.
I just don't like that whole. It seems like we're talking about that one specific Jazz team that was going back and forth with the Thunder. And they were just. It just feel like we just had some beef with Jazz fans and Jazz players at the time. It was like crazy, but yeah, Rudy Gobert. No, finally somebody other than Rudy Gobert wins it. Shout out Jaren Jackson.
Sound Jaren Jackson, Triple J right there. First ever clutch player of the year, and it was De'Aaron Fox. Even though it didn't come out then, Game 7, he still deserved it, And he's young, There's more years to come. The Kings are looking good in the future because after all these years of the Kings not making the playoffs, they finally made the playoffs thanks to swiping, Mr. Fox himself.
He beat out some good players too, and I'm not even mad at it. He beat out DeMar DeRozan and
Jimmy Butler.
I'm not even mad at it. Him is two good clutch players. And
and he had the most clutch points in the NBA. Under 4 minutes points. That's how they go by. So
when he beat Orlando, I think that's what solidified it.
Yeah, but I think the future's bright for Sacramento.
Yeah.
But before we go to Sacramento, that's the next team we're going to talk about. Let's talk about Coach of the Year, where Mike Brown won Coach of the Year for Sacramento over Mark Daigneault and Joe Mazzulla, which I kind of feel like they was going to give him to Mike Brown. Mike Brown deserved it. 2-time Coach of the Year. He used to coach LeBron James back in the Cavs, so
yeah.
So he got his second chance. So that's all it matters because we always knew he was a good coach, and then he was always a good assistant coach with the Warriors. So it was a good chance. It was a good thing for Mike Brown to get Coach of the Year and lead this young Jazz team.
Yeah.
In the future. Well, why say Jazz? Kings. Well, let's get right to the Kings. The Kings lost in 7 against the Warriors. What do you think's what's up for the Kings? What do you think they need to improve in? Because the biggest problem to me was rebounding.
Yeah, I feel like Sabonis can be the only person down there rebounding. I feel like if they just add another good solid big or something like that, or
Mm-hmm.
just another good wing player to get down there and grab some more boards, I feel like they would be pretty solid. I mean, they're young, bro,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just going to keep improving as long
Mm-hmm.
as everybody stay healthy and the good
Yeah,
coaching staff.
yeah.
But I feel like they
Mm-hmm.
were getting out rebounded by Kevon Looney by itself. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I just think they need some more rebounders or some good
Rebounding.
tall lengthy players to get in there and rebound. Other than that, they're pretty solid, bro. I mean, they
Yeah,
took the defending champs to 7, bro. I mean,
mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm. One winning game 6 at the Oracle,
yeah,
so not Oracle, at Chase Center, wherever they
same thing.
but same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, I think what's up next, they need rebounding, and they need more consistent scoring from someone else besides Darren Fox. You also have Malik Monk, but at times during the playoffs he's just throwing things up in the air.
Mm.
So he just needs. I feel like either he's going to get better. You also got Keegan Murray, who was the fourth pick of the draft, or fifth pick. I forgot what it was, but fifth or fourth pick in the draft. So you also got Keegan Murray. So those two always develop. You also got Kevin Herter, sharpshooter right there. But I feel like as time on, they need to find a secondary scorer or try to run the offense through someone else when De'Aaron Fox is having a bad
Mm.
game. Because I feel like during the game, if it wasn't for if De'Aaron Fox wasn't to have a good game, no one else was going to have a good game.
Yeah.
So. Mm-hmm. Even Demonte Sabonis, who's supposed to be that second star,
Like how
kind of
like
disappeared.
I've been watching Denver in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I've been watching Denver in the playoffs, and when Jokic is not having the ball in his hands or he's not the primary scorer or whatever like that, they always have someone to step up, like role players. And I feel like if Sacramento just gets one or two more role players that can go get a bucket at any time, Sacramento is going to be real
Mm-hmm.
dangerous in the future for sure.
Exactly. See, I completely agree. I completely agree. So, like, Sacramento can be either the Nuggets or they can be the
Yeah,
Grizzlies. Yeah.
the
So,
Nuggets are could be
mm-hmm.
yeah, facts, bro.
Mm-hmm. Or the Nuggets or the Jazz of
Yeah,
last year, because the Jazz were really supposed to be that team that's supposed to go to the finals by now,
yeah.
like the Nuggets are. But let's what next Grizzlies. So what do you think is up next for the Grizzlies with John Morant? With the gun signs on the
I
live and stuff.
I don't even
Dylan Brooks.
I don't know what's up with the Grizzlies. I feel like they don't have no identity, bro. Once they figure
Mm,
out their identity, I feel like they just got too much outside stuff going on. Like the Dylan Brooks situation, of course he's not going to be back, but they need to figure out the Josh situation and what they're going to do with him. Jared Jackson just won the defensive player award. I mean, they got a lot of good stuff going, a lot of good players. They just need to figure out what they actually want to do and if they're wanting to win. Like this was the season that everybody thought they was going to do something in the playoffs, and they got put out like early. So it's like
mm-hmm.
I don't know the Grizzlies. I don't know what's up next for the Grizzlies. I can't even tell you because I don't know. Like
Yeah, it's I'm the same way. I don't really know what's going to
it's
happen
up
because
in the air.
it's
Like
because for me, the beginning of the year, I said it was going to be Grizzly versus Celtics in the finals. Which after what the season gone along, it looked like it was going to happen until whole time Dylan Brooks talking to the media, trying to poke the bear, and then John Morant and the getting in trouble with his guns and stuff. But I feel like it's just all about how the coach handles the whole entire team because, of course, you gotta get someone to replace Dylan Brooks. I say their biggest problem is their wing, is the three right there. They need a good three on there, and also regardless, the team wasn't healthy enough. They didn't have Steven Adams in the playoffs.
that would have been
Steven Adams.
that would have been a
Steven
big
Adams
piece.
was in the playoffs. They would have got a lot more boards. You wouldn't have AD getting 20 boards a game
Mm,
against the Grizzlies. So I feel like the team, their team is a couple players away from going all the way.
yeah,
It's not. I feel like Grizzlies aren't in a position where they panic and like try to do something drastic like other teams would do, but they're just honestly just try to find some role players during the off season, make some good draft picks, and just don't panic.
Yeah, with this new
Trade for
draft,
someone
with
that.
the new upcoming draft, bro, I feel like had the past two teams that we were talking about, Sacramento and the Grizzlies, if they just draft good and find some good free agents or sign players, they would be good. Like I, I know what's up next for the Kings, but as far as the Grizzlies,
It's just it depends with the head coach,
yeah,
which I like the head coach too. Jenkins, Coach Jenkins over there.
yeah,
Is it Jenkins? Yeah, Jenkins. Yeah, but Coach Jenkins, and then also John Morant, of course. You know how John Morant and the head coach goes along. How the head coach is going to actually lead that locker room because honestly, like you said, they need an identity. So
yeah,
like, if the identity is walking around the hallway playing NBA YoungBoy, LE Chopper, like if that's their identity is, might as well be a first round next every single year. So if they find themselves, it's a good idea to have that. You know, just to boost the team around. I don't have a problem with that. It's just it's the way how they supposed to play on the court. You
yeah,
know, if they want to play, if they want to act like that, they better play like that. You know, if I hear someone playing NBA YoungBoy, I'm expecting someone to play like the Detroit Pistons, bad
mm-hmm.
boys, out here playing rough and dirty. You
Yeah,
know, I'd rather see that and then not them showing up on the defensive side because I feel like the Grizzlies had the potential to be the good defensive team and a good rebounding team with Jaren Jackson and Steven Adams. It depends on the guards playing the defense and honestly the role players too. So
yeah,
I feel like they're just a role player in a starter way. So
yeah. They, they're close. They're close to being out of there for sure and breaking up the team, or being close to going far in the postseason. So it could go either way from there.
yeah, just don't. See, I would say if I was Grizzlies, you just don't want to be the Sixers. You know, you guys finally got your players you wanted together. You just got to make it past the second round,
Yeah,
unlike the Sixers. But
they got all the pieces. They
what
just
do you
got to
think about?
put the puzzle together.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm. Yeah, but what do you think about with John Morant? You think people are saying he should be suspended for a whole entire year for what he did, which I think is crazy. I think is crazy. To me, it's not a big of an idea. And like, of course, you know, you don't want to be promoting guns and stuff to the kids and stuff, but like what? Like JJ Redick said. You heard what JJ Redick said?
I'm a
Mm-hmm.
year, bro. Uh, I don't think it should be a year. That's kind of like
Like,
insane.
because because they're trying to compare this with Gilbert Arenas. The thing what Gilbert Arenas did, him and a teammate threatening each other to shoot each other with guns in a locker
Yeah,
room. We all know the story about Gilbert Arenas. But what Ja did, he was just, you know, not threatening nothing. He probably didn't really notice the camera was going on. He was just, you know, hanging out with his friends. Uh, but his friend was a good one just to pull the camera off real quick.
yeah. I
But,
mean,
mm-hmm,
I feel like everybody make mistakes. I don't think a year suspension should be. Nah, we've seen way worse and way worse
mm-hmm,
situations, and where people have actually shot guns, and like it's not illegal to have a gun. I mean,
mm-hmm,
he just ended up flashing it on an Instagram live. Maybe stay off Instagram. Maybe like get away from social media. I don't
mm-hmm.
know what it, but a year suspension is not it, bro. Like maybe take for sure take some of his pay away for some games and have
Mm-hmm.
him go to some type of a class or something like that. But a year suspension is
Yeah.
not, it's not just, bro. Like we've
Mm-hmm.
seen way worse situations, bro.
I completely agree right there. It's kind of I feel like people are just overreacting a little bit about giving him a year
And
suspension.
he is a black male, bro. I mean,
23 years old
you know
too.
they're gonna make a big deal out of it. Any chance
You gotta
they
think
get,
about
bro. Any chance they get to make a big deal out of something like that when it comes to a black male, a black athlete, they're gonna do it, bro. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. They're gonna find something to make a big deal out of. But
yeah. You also gotta think he's 23 years old. What most kids do when they're 23 years old, they're just getting out of college. So like they
yeah,
barely know what to do in the
He's
world.
young, bro. He's still learning. It's not. I don't. As long as he ain't going out there firing it at nobody, trying to injure or harm
Hmm.
someone, a year suspension is kind of crazy, bro. Because if he gets suspended for a year, we're not going to see him for another 5 years. Because that's how that goes. But once you don't play basketball for a while, it's gonna be hard for teams are going to forget about him, bro. Like, and the Memphis Grizzlies are probably going to eventually move away from him if they try to suspend him for a year, some more stuff like that. So,
Hmm.
nah, I don't
Hmm.
think that.
Because by the time he's already 2 years off his contract already,
Yeah,
so they can find a trade out for something.
yeah,
But spending for a year is, I say at most probably like 15, 20 games if they want to do make it serious. But
yeah.
that's what I'm hearing from most teams. But let's go on to the next team. The Timberwolves, got gentlemen swept by the Nuggets. I've to me, I feel like the Timberwolves just need to blow it up. Besides Anthony Edwards, trade it right
Mm.
away. Like they know they made a mistake trading for Rudy Gobert. It didn't make sense when it happened, and it still didn't make sense after the season. I don't know why you bring in Rudy Gobert when you already have Karl Anthony Towns, and then you ruin the spacing for Anthony Edwards to drive in the paint, which is where he's the most good at, is him going into the paint. So,
That I, getting Rudy Gobert was probably the dumbest thing that the Timberwolves could have did. That's not building around Anthony Edwards. You're a franchise player right now. That's not building around Anthony Edwards. What is Rudy Gobert going to do for Anthony Edwards? He's just going to sit there and
yeah,
clog up the paint. That's where Anthony, like you said, that's where Anthony Edwards strives at, the paint. So getting Rudy Gobert, it's like I could probably pull up 10, 15 plays where Rudy Gobert is probably in Anthony Edwards' way when he's trying to score.
mm-hmm.
I don't know. The Timberwolves, that I just feel like they're just a franchise that's just having too much fun doing dumb stuff, bro.
And the NBA gives them so many chances with first picks, like bro, Andrew Wiggins, Karl Towns, Anthony Edwards, and they just want to be doing dumb things over and over again. They take one step forward, they take 5 steps back. That's the Minnesota Timberwolves right there. And like it's been like this for the beginning. When they had Kevin Garnett, they tried to do a legal signing with someone. They lost 4 first picks. It's basically the same thing when they traded for Rudy Gobert. They lost 4 first round picks with trading for Rudy Gobert. And now you don't have 4 first round picks. So every other year you get the draft, and every other year some other team's going to have a top 5 pick because the Timberwolves decided, no, what, let's get Rudy Gobert for some reason. So
Yeah,
you guys can't get the draft picks back, so might as well try at least get something. You gotta at least get something to build around Anthony Edwards. And Anthony Edwards already signed a contract extension, so they don't have to worry about him leaving. So it's just building around him for right now before he acts to leave in the future.
the Timberwolves, man. I don't know. They're just
Yeah, but I'll say they're like the Hornets in the 2010s when they're like in the middle. They have some good players, but like they're gonna be between being the eighth seed, the seventh seed to like lottery team.
yeah,
That's what but not even top 5 lottery, like bottom 5, like 14, 13, 12 pick.
yeah,
That's what the Timberwolves remind me of. They don't have identity, like we said before. With like if the Grizzlies don't have identity, the Timberwolves don't even know who they look like.
yeah.
So,
They
so.
don't even have a template of what they want to look like. If the
Mm-hmm.
they're just
Because they don't even know. They don't. Sorry.
no, you good. I just feel like I don't know. Replace them with a G League team, like move to restart their franchise or something. Like I, it's just getting out of hand. They just keep doing a lot of dumb stuff that don't even need to be done. Like getting the Rudy, like I'm gonna just keep saying it. Getting the Rudy Gobert was like the dumbest thing that you could have did as a franchise. Not, I don't mean to. I probably sound like a Rudy Gobert hater right now, but like, what is he doing for your franchise right now, bro? You just got a whole another big alongside Cat. That's and what happened to Cat being the best big in the league? I remember he was talking about he was the best big in the league. What happened to that? He's not even playing like he wants to be.
He
bro.
His defense haven't improved. He's soft. If we're talking about Joel soft, I guess Karl Anthony Towns is like a pillow pet or something. There, he's
Tissue,
just more soft and
tissue.
he's like tissue right there. Like if Joel soft, Karl Anthony Towns is tissue. He breaks like tissue. I'm not trying to go after Karl Anthony Towns. I like Karl Anthony Towns. He's been through some tough things in the past couple of years, but I understand that. But it feels like it's time to build around Anthony Edwards. I feel like I feel like the players know that Anthony Edwards is that one guy, even Karl Anthony Towns, he said himself, but the team doesn't know that Anthony Edwards is the number one guy. So,
I don't know.
and you don't see it with all these trading for Rudy Gobert. It didn't help either Karl Anthony Towns or
I feel like
Anthony
I
Edwards.
feel like the one guy that I do like on the Timberwolves, though, I will say this: one guy that I do like is KJ McDaniels. I like KJ McDaniels on the Timberwolves. He should stay. They should keep him if they're smart.
Yeah, I like Jaden McDaniels
KJ
too.
McDaniels.
Also, I like Jaden McDaniels and Nasri on the team off the bench.
I said KJ McDaniels. I meant Jaden McDaniels, but yeah.
I was like a little confused. I'm like,
yeah.
KJ, oh no, he meant Jaden
McDaniels. Yeah. But I like Nasri also, and of course Anthony Edwards.
Because you also got to think about this. Well, they're now on the Lakers now, but they also lost from the Rudy Gobert trade. They also lost Jared Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley, who are now in the playoffs in the conference finals right now. Jared Vanderbilt is literally the best defender on the Lakers, but that's what the Timberwolves really need is defense too. I feel like the Timberwolves need a lot of things. They need an actual good big that's not named Cat or Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to keep Cat, but get rid of Rudy Gobert if you could. Maybe a team would trade like a second round pick at this point.
Yeah,
but it's just they took 5 step backs with the Rudy Gobert trade.
I don't know what's up with the Timberwolves, but I don't think anybody does. Not even the owner or the GM. So,
yeah, and then we got the Clippers. Getting out in the first round. People saying they should just blow up the team. Kawhi should retire, but I think they're overreacting. I feel like they're at the same position as the Lakers. Like they still have the potential to lead their team all the way to the finals. It's just injuries right now.
Kawhi should retire is probably the biggest stretch that I've heard in a long time. I think who was saying that?
Stephen A. Smith, of course. Stephen A. Smith is like the biggest Kawhi hater.
That is the craziest thing. Like Kawhi retired, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, maybe blow up the team. I mean,
it will help the Thunder out. We have their picks.
it was supposed to work out, and I had high hopes for the Clippers when they first all got there. PG and Kawhi and stuff like that. I had high hopes for them, but they just can't stay healthy.
But I feel like if they run it back with the same team, if they stay healthy, they can actually make it all the way to the conference finals. Because if Paul George was in the playoffs here, it doesn't matter if Kawhi went down. If Paul George was still in there, if he didn't get hurt against the Thunder,
it was the fact that they were competing without Kawhi and Paul George in these playoffs. Like, they were still competing. They were still...
Even though they lost in 5 against the Suns, every game was close. Yeah. Every game was close. And I think they have a good thing with Russ, too. So you get a full season with Russ. Hopefully get a healthy Kawhi, a healthy Paul George. You can just run this back, honestly. Either they run it back one more year. That's what I say. They only have one more year to do this before they eventually blow up the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have a good bench, too. Like, their bench was the reason why all those games was close.
Yeah, fact.
So, like, it's not like the other teams where they don't have an identity, don't have the role players. The problem is it's just health right now. It's just the health. I just say run it back, bring back the same role players, bring back Russ. Don't sign him to a big contract. Like, I feel like the contract that he was on, like, during the buyout, 1 or 2 years, 3 years, like $8 million each year, $10 million each year. It'd be a good contract for Russ because I feel like Russ wants to be in LA too, especially as with Paul George and Kawhi and Tyronn Lue too. So I feel like Russ wants to be in LA.
They could run it back one more.
Yeah, I'll say 1 more year, especially when they're about to get the new stadium. It'd be bad just for them to tank when they're about to get the new stadium. You're muted.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
My
you
bad.
that was Kylan, bro. He just got
Mm,
off work.
okay.
But yeah, they could run it back one more time. I feel like they'll if they stay healthy, they'll definitely make some noise. Go somewhere in the Western
Hmm.
Conference, something like that. But
Hmm. Okay, but what? Oh, right now let's talk. Go to the East Side. So what's up with the Bucks? You know, Bucks losing the first round to the Heat, number one seed. Beyonce failure is it really failure? You know, what do you think? What's up with the Bucks next?
they
And
everybody
them firing.
everybody figured the Bucks out. It it,
Hey,
it wasn't hard. I mean, the whole
it's.
team plays through Giannis. So if you
Hmm.
take Giannis away, Drew Holiday, he could score sometimes, but he's not the primary offensive weapon. I mean, Chris Middleton the same way. You could just put some. I
Hmm.
feel like the Heat wanted it more than anybody in these playoffs, bro. So and it really showed. Like
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
Jimmy Butler had have some dogs on his team that wanted it more, and I guess Giannis didn't want it that bad.
Hmm.
But him talking about failure or
Hmm.
whatever, I don't know what's up with Giannis saying that, but
Bucks. Yeah. And while we're here right now, let's talk about them firing Mike Budenholzer, Coach of the Year, won them a championship. You think it was kind of stupid of them to fire the head coach for the Bucks? You think this like them trying to them
I don't
saying
know.
like, oh,
I don't know why. I don't know what was up with the firing of him. Like I don't know. I just don't understand why they did it. I don't think I would have
Mhm.
fired Mike Budenholzer, but I probably could have said the same thing about the situation with Dwayne Casey when he won Coach of the Year and he got fired when he lost to LeBron.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's honestly it's the same thing. The last three teams besides Steve Kerr that won the NBA championship all been fired from their team.
Yeah.
So I just don't know why they were fired the head coach, but and I remember last we already talked about them. We already talked about the Raptors firing the head coach, so we don't have to go over that. But you know, right now they're talking about getting Scott Brooks, the former coach for the Thunder and the Wizards, which I don't know why. I know Scott Brooks is a good coach, you know, but he also is a little bit overrated because he coached Westbrook and Durant. But
I I like Scott Brooks. I don't think he can go coach
coach,
the
yeah,
Bucks and Giannis though.
mm-hmm,
Like
mm-hmm,
I'm a fan of Scott Brooks. Of course, I'm
mm-hmm.
biased because I'm an Oklahoma City fan,
Yeah,
and
of
he
course.
coached Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook and did some great things when they were here or whatever. But go coach the Bucks and Giannis, I'm not sure about all that, bro. I don't know. I heard that they were interviewing Mark Jackson too. So
Mark Jackson.
uh,
Eh, those are the names you always hear Mark Jackson always interview, but he never gets the job for some reason. But because honestly, is there a go coach for a team or broadcast for ESPN?
do you think
Everybody knows.
if
Hmm?
sorry to cut you off, bro, but if you think
Mhm.
if they hired Mark Jackson, do you think he can repeat what he did for the Warriors? Like not building like the players or whatever, but like
Building like a identity for a
yeah.
team, like
Do you think he could
hmm,
bring that to the Bucks? Because I feel like they're just playing through Giannis and they don't have like a
but don't have a team.
yeah. Do you think he could bring that?
I feel like he can. I feel like he definitely can. Cause it's just all about getting all to the role players because that's the reason why the Bucks won the championship. It wasn't just because of Giannis; it was because every role player was hitting
Hmm.
through Giannis. But no, if he can have players to play good while even Giannis there, so he doesn't have to play 82 games and play all the minutes, especially during the playoffs. So it won't be so if he gets injured in the first or second round,
Yeah.
it won't be as big as a deal. So I feel like yeah, he can probably do that for sure. So also heard Monty Williams are in the conversation too.
Mm-hmm. After he just got fired.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. But really, I don't want to talk about the Nets because we all know the Nets are where the Nets are at. They're just trying to rebuild from. They're basically rebuilding. They
Yeah.
weren't supposed to be in the playoffs. Yeah, but what team? What else? The Hawks. So what's up with the Hawks now? They got the new head coach. They made a
That
close series against the Celtics.
that team is gonna get split up. I'm calling it now. Trae Young is probably
Mm-hmm.
gonna be out of there, bro. They tried it. They tried, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just
Hey, I like that.
getting DeJounte Murray. I mean, I guess that was. I don't know. That's not enough though. Acquiring DeJounte Murray was just not enough for the Hawks, bro. And yeah,
Yeah, I like the effort, but I don't know. I just don't really the whole like. Tyler said this before on an earlier podcast. When you think of the Atlanta Hawks, you just think of mid. The team's just you don't see nothing special.
yeah,
They thought they was gonna be the Warriors, but they weren't the Warriors. So, and they went through 3 different head coach, and I don't know, they fired the coach that brought them all the way to the conference championship game. So I feel like after that 1 year, they just fell off. They were supposed to build off of them going to the conference championship game. And then what? I don't know what they're doing with John Collins. John Collins digressed from his first 2 years. He was supposed to be the sidekick for Trae Young,
yeah.
but he disappeared. Them drafting who was it? The dude from Chino Hills. Even though they had Clint Capella, when they
Oh,
had Tyrese Hall.
I know you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how you say his last name? Yeah, dude from Chino Hills. He played with. Hey, bro, what's dude from Chino Hills?
Who
Play
played for
for
the
the
Hawks?
Hawks.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
I didn't know this was the link.
Okongwu. That's his name.
Onyeka Okongwu. Them drafting Onyeka Okongwu over Tyrese Haliburton, where they could have had someone like DeJounte Murray with Trae Young, but better shooting
Yeah,
and better passing. But they decided to draft him over when they already had Clint Capella and John Collins. And we thought since they drafted Onyeka Okongwu, they were going to trade John Collins, but they haven't traded John Collins. They want a first round pick for John Collins. Then them having DeAndre Hunter and and then trading for Sadiq Bey, which they're basically the same players, but DeAndre Hunter has better defense than Sadiq Bey. So I don't know. This team's just like I said, it reminds me of like the Hornets team back in the 2010s. And like they're between the 8th and 7th seed and 13th and 14th pick, in that mid area. So not.
similar to the Charlotte Bobcats with Marco Kidd Gilchrist, if you ask me.
Mm, mm.
That might be a little disrespectful, but
Just a little bit, and then all the rumors about Trae Young having a mansion in LA
Oh
now,
yeah,
him being
he
in
was
Los
at the
Angeles all the
playoff
time.
game. He was at the Lakers playoff game. I was talking to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely going to LA. If not, that team is getting broke apart. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
it's getting broke apart regardless. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what next? So let's go after the second round exit. We was talking about the MVP earlier, so let's talk about the Philadelphia 76ers. What do you think's up next for the Philadelphia Sixers? You think they should just tear it apart or try to run it one more time back with Joel Embiid?
Run one more time.
keep Joel Embiid, but they need somebody else, bro. James
I feel like
not getting it done.
it's rumored that James Harden might sign with the Rockets, and teams might sign for 4 years, $200 million. So
He don't want to be there, bro. He just trying to go hoop by himself somewhere.
See, you know, I don't understand him. See, I don't understand him being the reason why Doc Rivers got fired, but also doesn't want to be on the Sixers. So if you want Doc Rivers to be fired, but also not want to be on the Sixers, I don't know how. But I feel like it was a writing on the wall for Doc Rivers for all year long. They was trying to get him out last year after his second year, and now they just officially did it now. So they're trying. Daryl Morey, the old GM for the Rockets, trying to bring his guy Mike D'Antoni back. So that's what's probably going to happen for the Sixers. I hope they get Monty Williams. I feel like he can bring a new culture change like he did with the Suns. That's all the
Monty
Sixers really
Williams
do
would be
need is
great
a
for the
culture change.
Sixers, bro.
Yeah. I don't know. They just just get a since Doc Rivers is out. I feel like you just get a new coach. James Harden's gonna leave regardless. He don't want to be there. Uh, Run the offense through Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey.
That's what they should have been doing from the start. To be honest,
let them do the Jokic and Jamal Murray 2-man game. I guess
That's a
run the
that's
offense. Run the offense through them, bro.
and also I would say that the difference between Joel and Jokic right now, because at times I used to say they're the same, they're just as good as each other, but this playoffs completely changed it because usually Jokic also disappears in the playoffs, but now Jokic
He's
all of a sudden becoming Giannis himself. Way he's playing in the playoffs,
I wouldn't even
I
consider
feel like
Giannis though. I wouldn't even say Giannis. I'll just call him Jokic because Jokic not going out like Giannis.
I feel like Jokic right now, he's the best player in the
The
NBA
best
right now,
player
especially
on this earth right now.
best player and best basketball player right now is definitely Jokic. And I'm not really a huge Jokic fan, but I feel like the reason why Jokic improved and Joel didn't, because during the offseason, before Jokic used to be fat, slow, and stuff, and now during the offseason now, he actually improving on his body now. While Joel, he's going to go back to Africa, Zimbabwe, wherever he's from, and just slide on his slides, talk with his girl, and get fat, and then get injured the year before. That's what he does year after year. So,
bro. Jokic watching the Nuggets play in the playoffs, bro. I didn't realize how good Jokic really was, bro. Like
because we were hating on the Nuggets,
I was,
because we were
I'm
like,
not
"Oh, this
gonna
is."
lie. I was hating on the Nuggets, bro. I was like, nah, the
Not
Nuggets.
I. Not I.
We were saying that the Thunder would have made the playoffs. We would have gave them some trouble.
We would have gave them trouble. I never said beat them.
Yeah.
Trouble is crazy.
We didn't say
don't have
beat.
a big,
Trouble
bro.
is different.
We don't have a big.
Jokic is him. Like
Jokic is averaging a triple double in the playoffs. Yeah, he has had a triple double almost every game in the playoffs.
And if it was before, the difference between this Nuggets team than before, because it usually when it comes to the playoffs, it was always like Jamal Murray carrying the Nuggets in the playoffs before he got injured, and Jokic playing second fiddle. But it seems now both of them are both first fiddle. The offense is run between, like I'll say, similar to how the Cavs run the offense when they had Kyrie Irving and LeBron James. The offense running through two people at a time, where they have the ball to score or find someone else to score or do another pass to lead to another person to score. It's kind of like that. They're running the offense through two different people. And that's what the Nuggets are running.
And they have all the role player pieces that they need. Like, everybody is hooping on even KCP is hooping. KCP was not doing this when he was in LA, bro. Like, they've been hooping, bro, like all around. Michael Porter Jr., even Bruce Brown. Aaron Gordon steps up when he need to step up. Jeff Green's old self is stepping up when he need to step up.
Doing enough to even like he does. All he needs to do is guard LeBron. That's it. That's all they need.
And they're adjusting too, because they were down. They Jamal Murray did not score in the third quarter, while Jokic was sitting on the bench, and they were still keeping up with the Lakers the whole entire game.
Yes.
So they're adjusting during the game, which is the complete opposite of what the Lakers are doing right now.
And Jokic
So
only had 9 points to start the second half. And finished with what, like 24, 25? Like, and they still won the game by almost a double-digit victory. Like, I don't know. The Nuggets, I feel like nobody want to see the Nuggets in the next few years if they keep this up, bro.
But I hate to say,
When you say we as the Thunder, we need a big. If we get a big, then
I'm
nobody want to
sorry,
see it.
bro. Stop. We have a big.
But you saying we would have gave the
I'm
Nuggets
saying
over this season.
if we're talking about future years, yes. You
Okay,
said
future years, okay. But you were saying we would have
we now no. We wouldn't be able to handle Jokic.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Next season, don't hit Chet, bro. I'm sleeping on Chet. Y'all gonna sign them contracts, bro. Trust. Rookie.
Hey, I'm ready for the Thunder. I know we gonna make some noise
next year.
I know we gonna make some noise.
Rookie of the year.
Man.
Let me go ahead and say this now, so everybody knows.
Rookie of the year next year for Chet. That's what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't care about the Victor hype.
Okay.
I don't care either.
Okay.
Me personally.
I'm just saying I ain't signing that contract because that's not happening, respectfully. So
you're going to sign the contract because he's going to be the biggest factor on our team, a shot blocker, a rebounder, and he's going to be coming down like KD to go score.
Okay, I'll say he would be a shot blocker and rebounder. You know, saying KD is crazy, but shot blocking.
But I'm saying in the future years he will be like KD scoring wise.
Okay. I see what you're talking about.
But what? Hey, I know y'all tired of hearing that everybody gonna be like KD. I don't ever say that, but I'm saying it for this guy, bro. If I need y'all to go watch the film on KD versus Chet, it's crazy. While Victor out here playing freaking Gobert, like, come on now.
I feel like I've just been hearing all these KD comps since like the start of Brandon Ingram. It was Michael Porter Jr., Monty Bays, now Chet. You know,
how big is Brandon Ingram? How tall is he?
6'10".
6'10". What shit? Like 7'2"?
7'1".
7'1". Hey. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say.
Victor Oladipo said Chet had no problem guarding KD and Embiid in pickups.
No problem, bro. Embiid's gonna do no, bro. Chet is a shot blocker. He won Defensive Player of the Year. Like, he plays D. That's not even what I'm worried about.
Okay, but let me go back to where we were talking about. Let's go on to the next team that got out in the playoffs was the Phoenix Suns, which surprised everybody that they fired their head coach that brought them to the championship, one coach of the year, Monty Williams. They fired Monty Williams. And what do you think is up next for the Suns franchise? Because we thought this was a team that was supposed to compete for a championship after, their first year.
DeAndre Ayton doesn't want to be there. Let's say this first off. Because the way he plays, like, come on now, bro. And CP, they need to go find a point guard. Like, now. They need to go find a big and a point guard now. And they
need to find role players, too.
Role players, yes. For sure.
I felt like them doing we all knew the problem when they did the KD trade. They didn't have the bench that was going to affect them during the playoffs, which it did. If Kawhi or Paul George were healthy, they probably would have got out in the first round, but they were both injured, which all their games against the Clippers were all close. And now then the Nuggets came in, exposed them exposing what was it? Nuggets in 4 or Nuggets in 5 against them, but they exposed the Suns. So at this point, this was going to happen. KD or Harden is going to try to come to Phoenix, and they're going to try to run it back again.
I will be happy with Harden going to Phoenix. I mean, I wouldn't be happy, but that would be like a good spot for him to land. He will be back point guard. I mean, that's. But is CP done after this year? That's the question. If you bring,
I feel like CP is. I've been saying all year long. Does this look like CP is done? I won't be surprised if I hear in the summer that he might be considering retirement because I think he's the same age as LeBron James, but that's different. LeBron James is LeBron James, and now he's slowing down. But CP been slowing down for the past 3 years, and I feel like Chris Paul.
You said what?
Not this playoffs. We all know why LeBron's still playing. It's just to play with Bronny. He has 2 more years left for LeBron. But CP3, he's not going to win a championship. He's not going to win MVP. So what else is he playing for? Is he still playing to try to get the assist record, which is untouchable for him?
He's playing for the love of the game, maybe.
I just don't see James Harden. I think James Harden just want to hoop by himself and some young cats, bro. I don't think he want to go team up with anybody else. I think he's done with that.
I mean, if James Harden goes to Houston, I mean that's like a 7-8 seed in the West, maybe higher.
Especially with them getting the 3rd pick overall too.
Yeah, Jabari Smith. I mean, wait, is James Harden out of his contract?
He opted out his contract.
Where he wants.
Yeah, he could go sign somewhere.
Have all the young guns still.
I feel like this was a rumor since December that he wanted to go back to Houston. So, especially with them getting maybe a Aduku from the Celtics as a head coach now. So,
yeah, that would be nice for that team. The West is just going to get stronger and stronger.
Yeah, but I think we all knew DeAndre Ayton didn't want to be on the Suns. He tried signing with the Pacers, which we all thought was confusing because the Pacers already had a center. But it turns out, like in college, you know how DeAndre Ayton was playing as a power forward in college because he wanted to be a power forward, but everybody else thought he was a center. So when the Suns drafted him, which they needed a center, he didn't get to use how he wanted to be used. So that's why he went to the Pacers so he could be as a power forward.
I'm sorry to cut you off, bro, but I'm watching Chet's highlights. You compared him to KD, but I wouldn't say KD. He just shit, bro. He playing his own way.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not. I wouldn't even look at his college highlights though.
It's not college. This is summer league. This is NBA.
Oh yeah, summer league. Oh yeah.
This might be scary if Josh Giddey, Shea, Jalen Williams.
That's summer league. His summer league was nasty. But if a lot of people had crazy summer league games, so I'm not gonna.
If he getting busy on the defensive end like this might be scary.
Bro, do you see how groovy he
is? People don't want to see that with Josh Giddey with the ball in this not even without Shea on the floor, bro.
It's
and bro can shoot too. Hey, Emmanuel, bro. Hey, Mario, bro, you might have to sign that.
Hey, we'll see next year. Bro,
I can't wait for the draft, bro. Like, bro. June 22nd? Yeah. I believe. I'm ready, bro. Like, that's more. This is the most important June date.
They don't want to see the Thunder, bro.
And then right after the draft is free agency and trades and stuff. So that's when everybody else gets serious.
Thunder is going to trade up?
I think so. I think there's someone in the draft that the Thunder likes.
I want Cam Whitmore.
But right now, I just got this on my phone. There's like rumors about DeAndre Ayton might be going to the Mavericks.
That will be insane. And he wouldn't even have to play the 5 because wouldn't they still have he can play the 4 really.
Nah, he gonna be at the 5. Christian Wood probably gonna be at the 4. Yeah.
Which it might be a trade for Christian Wood for DeAndre Ayton if you really think about the max the contract.
I mean, that's a good trade. That's a win for Dallas.
That's a win for the Suns though. Because Christian Wood could get way more busy on the offensive end than DeAndre Ayton.
Respectfully, would I want Christian Wood as my starting big, or would I want him coming off the bench if I'm a winning team?
I want Christian Wood starting, bro.
I'll say
Christian Wood gets.
I'll say.
You just gotta watch. Watch what he was doing in Houston, bro.
I mean, he was good in Houston. Like
he was like that, bro.
Like man, we all could have been good in Houston on that team.
Hey, you're not wrong.
Hey, anybody Houston could have looked good on that team. I'm not gonna lie to you. My problem is just like Christian Woods is good and all, but like Dallas couldn't make the playoffs. Like,
is that really on Christian Woods?
That was supposed to
be. I mean, he's part of the team, so I mean,
the biggest problem for the Mavericks was rebounding, and if Christian Wood was supposed to bring in the rebounding for them, did it really seem to work out? So, and also you got to think about Christian Wood's age. He's 27 right now. He just started his prime 2 years ago when he was on the Pistons. So, and it just seemed like the teams that he was on before was just, bad teams that just, just let someone shoot the ball just to shoot the ball. Like the Pistons and Rockets.
Yeah, I think he's like a tank demon.
A tank.
I agree.
Hey, all the teams he's been on or have been full or have not made the playoffs.
That's crazy.
He's not wrong.
Tank demon.
Yeah, but where else would I have? Oh yeah, so the NBA draft lottery happened the other day, and it was rigged. We all knew it was rigged. Spurs got the first.
How does he get to the perfect landing spots? Bro was in the jersey. Tony Parker, like, come on, he grew up watching Tony Parker. Okay, I understand, but come on, bro. He should have been in the Eastern Conference in a Charlotte jersey. Like,
it was rigged for sure.
There's no way you bring that much talent to the West.
And that's the 5th time the Charlotte Hornets missed out on the first pick and got the second pick instead. So, honestly, we all knew what was happening. I literally saw a video like before the draft lottery even happened about the perfect spot for the Spurs, predicting the Spurs were going to get the first pick because that's the NBA. NBA wants the Spurs to get the first pick. Last time the Spurs got the first pick was Tim Duncan. Before that, it was David Robinson. So us now, since the Spurs were struggling again, let's give them the first pick before Greg Popovich retires finally. So, and now they're hearing that Tim Duncan might come back as an assistant coach just to help Victor.
Hey, Victor is going to need all that he can get. And hey, if Tim Duncan takes him, that's tough. Under his wing, like
he needs to gain weight, or he's going to end up like shit.
Hey, they mess around and tank one more season though. Wouldn't be surprised if he don't play next season, honestly.
And also, like they also have a lot of good solid players around them: Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell. And it's now when they get Victor, the problem is the only thing they really need is a point guard, which they got rid of when they traded with Javante.
Hold on. Let's not disrespect Trey here.
I've got Trey Jones. My bad, Trey Jones. But he also is a restricted free agent this year. So do they bring him back?
Of course. What else? What other options do the Spurs have? But I don't think. Maybe I'm just a hater. I don't think Victor gonna be like that. That's just me though. Because I literally watched them play full games, bro. I watched the full game of them. It did not impress me, bro.
Honestly, I'll say the same thing. I like Scoot Henderson a lot more than I like Scoot Henderson and Brandon Miller a lot more. I like Victor right now.
Who might fall to the third pick?
I feel like that's the thing I was going to talk about next. The Hornets got the second pick,
but are they riding with LaMelo or are they going to ride with Scoot? That's the question.
Mm-hmm. They might be.
There
might be something about them trading down. They might trade a pick, trade down to 4th or 5th, or try to trade with the Rockets. At least try to get something.
Yeah.
Because right now, the thing the Hornets need the most was a big. So, and now they missed out the opportunity of getting the big. So, do they trade down to get the big they want with the other bigs in this draft class?
That's what I'm wondering. Hey, but I'm taking Scoot regardless.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you just got to get the best player in the draft. You can't get what you need.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we'll see this more to come when the draft comes around mid-June.
Yeah.
But right before we get off, we all know like the NFL released their schedules. I just wondering, out of all the teams, if you guys saw the videos and stuff, what's the 3 best teams that had the best release videos for their schedule?
The Chargers with the anime theme.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers.
We all knew. I'll say one underrated one. I said Chargers number 1, but the underrated one was the Titans. That one made me laugh.
I don't think I had the Titans one.
So they had people guessing what logo was for each game they were playing, and people was getting it wrong. The thing that had me laughing the most, they was guessing the Cowboys, and I just see the Colts logo up there. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And then for the Seahawks, they said the Eagles, and I'm like, oh, they're playing the Eagles too. And I just see the Seahawks. I'm like, oh, how do they get the Seahawks from the Eagles? But they said like the New Jersey Eagles, something like that.
Bruh.
Yeah, but it was them, and I forgot who else I liked, but I feel like those two was the best one. But the Chargers again.
The flock playing on Christmas, man. We about to get y'all a Christmas present. We're playing on Christmas, so tune in to that. We're going undefeated. We're going undefeated this season, and we winning the Super Bowl.
Nah, that's crazy because my team won in the Super Bowl.
I'm not saying my team's not winning nothing. My team might win 2 games. We might win 2 games. We might win 3 games. We're just gonna ride on to the Cancun right now. Let's ride to Cancun. Mm-hmm. In other news, Matt Ariza has more. So the punter that got drafted by the Bills in the 6th round last year, there's more evidence coming around that he was actually innocent of the allegation of him having gang rape against a 17-year-old girl, because people were saying that he wasn't even at the party at the time when it was happening, and then people were saying that she was lying about her age, saying she was 18 or 19. So you think a team's gonna take a chance on Matt Ariza now?
He free. Why not?
He gang. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
It was just crazy the way you said it, bro. It was like
it was just like what? I didn't even feel that coming. Like that was just
caught me off guard too, bro. I was like, yeah, but yeah, bro. If he wasn't even he wasn't even there, bro. Like, if not the Bills, somebody need to try to get him because he's not a bad pickup for the team, but. Hey.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right before we go, let's go quick. I've got to talk about the Celtics also being down 2-0 against the Heat. What's the problem with the Celtics right now? You think it's coaching,
they ain't got
or
no
you think
dogs? They don't got no dogs. Jason Tatum is not a dog.
I called him the turnover brother.
Grant Williams clearly showed he wasn't a dog. Celtics ain't got no dogs, bro. They don't want to see the Heat. The Heat might mess around.
Lakers. I mean, I said the Lakers.
Tonight
Boston is winning tonight.
Out.
Boston wins both in Miami. No cap. Oh yeah, I'm calling that. But hey, I said the Lakers. I told y'all boys them Lakers was gonna get swept though. But Boston wins 2 in Miami. Hot take.
The Lakers got a better chance of coming back.
Boston wins 2 in Miami
than Boston.
Boston wins
2 games.
Boston wins 2 in Miami. No cap. No cap. Hot take, bro. I'm gonna take some tonight when they win tonight.
Hey, I like that confidence.
I'm about to turn on the game right now because it's about to start. Boston is not winning 2 games in Miami, bro. Like, it's not happening.
All right.
He's going to show you what
Jason Tatum is not a dog, bro. He's not like that.
All right, but that's pretty much just what we have for the podcast. If you guys want to like, subscribe, follow our TikTok, follow our Instagram.
Yes, sir.
You guys want to shout out your social before we go?
Yeah, Kylan.D.
Shout out your socials before we go.
And not J.Jack.
Go follow
on Instagram.
Personally podcast. What?
And Primetime. And primetime.ca for, like Colin said, me personally podcast on Instagram. You see you guys there. All right, y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir.
I got this shit inside my body that you can't feel. I've been working on my goals, I've been seeking all the greatness. And I've been talking about my pain like the Drake generation. They laughing in my face when they see the hits I'm making. I get so much shit on my brain, I tell them I can get to race. It's all better, it's all better, it's all better, it's all better. And I've been charged up trying to run the game just like a gentleman.